Okay, looks like we got everything running back, and I'm not sure if everybody has had a chance to log back in. I am going to, oh, awesome. Looks like the video is running, so that's awesome. I see we've got some questions coming in. Exciting stuff. All right, so let me grab my cards, which I feel like I left back here. All right, so let's do some readings for everybody and see what we can see. All right, I'll start off at the beginning. It looks like the first question comes from, okay, first question comes from Kristen McCarty. I'd love a reading regarding bringing more grounding and calm into my family, especially with my two boys, 10 and 7. So, hey, Kristen, good to see you here. Let me take a look and see what I can see for you, okay? So let's call in all your guardian angels and guides and all the beings of love and light that watch over you. Okay, the first thing that I feel when I tune into, the situation, like before we even flip any cards, is I get this feeling that you tend to have like a really high energy to begin with. Like I feel just like you've just got almost like this sort of energizer, bunny, or kind of a high energy. And I feel like in order to find peace and calm, like you may need to let that energy out into the world first. And that might be for your boys too. Maybe I'm feeling them as well. But I just feel like, there's like all this sort of buildup of like, strong energy, and whatever you get to find the peace and calm, it's almost like you got to let that out first. Otherwise, it kind of builds up inside, almost like a steam cooker, where it's like contents under pressure or something. I feel like you need to have some space to be able to let all that out. And I know that can probably be a challenge in Wisconsin winters, but hopefully as we are moving into spring now, hopefully that'll give you a chance to be out in nature, out and, letting some of that energy out. Because I feel like to try to block it or try to like tuck it back in or something, I feel like would be really difficult, just because there's just so much coming through you. And so to do what you can to give yourself space to express yourself, whether that be through, exercise or artistic, endeavors, or just whatever ways you can use to just let that energy out. It might even be good at the beginning of the day to kind of close your eyes and just ask your body, what's the best way for me to share my energy with the world right now? What's the best way for me to bring it out into the world? So I can feel that, there's a lot of energy buildup, and that in order to find the peace and calm, you first have to kind of clear the energy space out. Okay, and let me just make sure I got your whole question. And grounding. And I feel like that's kind of where I felt like being out in nature, being out in the world, and in nature, letting that energy out will help you to ground as well. Okay, so thank you. I hope that was helpful. And then I see Chara, guest 7622, Chara, which 22 is one of my favorite numbers. I love that. Love that you're here with that number. But Chara would like a message from Doug. So let me see if I can pick anything up. Just a second. I get this feeling, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't hear voices, so I can't get the message exactly as he would say it. But I get this feeling of kind of this energy of like, baby, I'm still here. You know, I'm still here. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I love you. um and I feel like he's telling you you're doing a great job. Like, if you've been struggling with something or maybe questioning if you're doing the right thing, I feel like he's saying like you're doing a great job. I love you, you're doing a great job. And I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And that, he says, it. And I just get a lot of love from him and a really strong, like, confirmation of his presence in your life and how proud he is of you, because you are so strong and so beautiful. And he is just so grateful, for you to be carrying on, the way that you are. And, I feel like he's just really proud of you. Um, so I hope that helps. Hope that helps you on your journey. I want to make sure I get to everybody, so I'm keeping it kind of short. Let's see, we've got Jen. Any info on upcoming spiritual and financial gifts or growth would be great. Okay, Jen, let me take a look and see what I can feel for you. Interesting. When I tune into your energy, like, the first thing I feel for you is kind of like almost like a tick tock, kind of like a clock. And it feels like it's between your heart and your solar chakra. So, and I just got this sense of like something is opening up, something is coming, and it's like about to burst open, or it's about to really expand. And it felt like it was part of your soul purpose or your soul mission. And it was right between the heart and the solar chakra. So I just got this feeling of like tick tock, like something's about to open up, something's about to explode. And through that, I feel like it's going to be really, um, just really, excuse my little barky dog in the back, but I feel like it's going to be really affirming to your direction in fulfilling your, like, kind of like life mission, like what you came here to do and the gifts you came here to share. And I feel like it's just ready to go. Like, it's like the countdown time. Things are going to be opening up for you very soon. And so I just get this feeling of, kind of just relax and let it open, relax and let it happen. You don't need to like plan it out. You don't need to think it out, because just like when a seed is planted in the ground and it grows up through the earth, it doesn't have to think about how it's going to grow. It just has to nourish itself and, let it go. It's not like, should I go to the right? Should I go to the left? It just instinctively does what it needs to do. And I feel that same kind of energy with you. Just instinctively allow this energy that's inside of you to open up and expand, because that's its natural course. Like, that's what it's meant to do. That's how your soul is meant to evolve. And so just to kind of relax into it. So I hope that makes sense. Um, okay, wonderful. Just kind of going back through. And all right, let's see if I can find a couple other questions. I know there were quite a few that came in pretty quickly. Thank you, Chara. I'll pass on the good wishes to Sarah Joy. I'm sorry she couldn't be here with us today. Okay, and then we have guest 7081, Maria. And let's see if we can pick up any insight for you, Maria. So let me call forward all your guardian angels and guides. The first thing that I feel for you, Maria, is this opening in your third eye. Like, you are going through a psychic awakening. I feel like something is opening up, and it's like, I almost get the feeling like it's like tapping or, kind of bursting open. So I feel like your own psychic awareness and your own intuitive energy is really going to be getting a lot stronger over these next few months. Because I feel like, really listen to your intuition, really trust your instincts. I feel like you have an intuition and you have maybe been aware of it, but it's maybe not been like the guiding force, or it hasn't been like maybe you are more logical or practical or something about your life choices. And I feel like that intuition now is kind of kicking in a strong way, to help you be more, I want to say, to be more in tune or more aware of your own spiritual, unfolding or enlightenment. So basically, I feel like there's an opening of your third eye to really listen to your instincts and your intuition. You may want to keep a journal on your own intuitive messages just so that you can, be more aware of the growth that's already happening within you. But I see a strong psychic, energy kind of opening up for you. Um, so I just wanted to share that. All right. So thanks for being here with us today. And let me take a peek and see if I can get any more questions for anyone else. Okay, guest 4365. Now, before I move into the next question, because we did have to change streams, some of our presenters for the next half of the afternoon might not be aware of the new stream. So I'm going to, in a minute, I'm going to do this question first, and then I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to send out a note to the next speaker so that they know, what's coming up. And I believe the next one after Sarah Joy is Lynette. Oh, okay, good. Well, the exciting thing is for everybody who's posting their questions, we can get the same, responses. I mean, we can use these questions again with Lynette and see what she picks up. So, it looks to me like if there are new questions, please feel free to post them. But for anybody that I don't get to, or anybody that just we need a little bit more detail on, we'll check with Lynette and see what she has to say about the same things. So you kind of get two readings for the price of one. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's see our dog Sissy for guest 4365. Our dog Sissy has been visiting Patrick in his dreams, also hearing her and licking on his hand. Oh, missed your page. Just a second. Please let her know how much this touches his heart, and we send her love every day. All right, let me just send that message out to her and to see what she has to say. Oh, I feel like she misses all of you, but she just misses him so much. And I feel like, like just this like joy and love and, happiness, to connect with him. So I feel like she's just, like she's grateful for your message today, but it's almost like she wouldn't have it any other way. She belongs with him. She belongs with you. She belongs with the family. And she says that she had just so many great memories and so many great experiences and so much love, for your family, that she feels like she's always going to be part of it. And so she plans to stick around, for as long as you'll let her, basically. Like, I feel like she plans to stick around and to be with you, and to continue. So she's like, the feeling I get from her is a thank you, but really she's happy to do it, and she can't see herself doing anything else other than being with you. So she's happy to be there, and she's happy that that Patrick has been aware of her as well. So she's happy about that too. Okay. All right. And it looks to me like I'm just going to send, if everybody can just take a break for a minute or so, I'm going to send a note to Lynette, because this is, I think, Lynette's first live stream too. And so I just want to make sure she's able to get in, correctly, because I did have to switch, and the link that I sent her earlier is not going to work when she comes back on. So I'm just going to text her real quick. Okay, hopefully she'll get that message and she'll be able to find us here. All right, excellent. So let me read through and just check on if there's any other questions coming through. Kristen, looks like you related a lot to the pressure cooker and the blocking energy doesn't work. And I've been working at more exercise that I can tolerate and beginning some silk painting. Ooh, I felt creative energy with you. I felt just this amazing creativity. So silk painting sounds awesome. You'll have to make sure that you come back and let us know, or tag me on Facebook or something and let me know what you're working on, because I always love silk paintings. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I'm on the right path to discover my life purpose, so that was very affirming. All right, Jen. Well, I feel like it's definitely opening up. So I'm glad that you're on this path, and it looks to me like there's great stuff. Okay, so if anybody has any other questions, anything else that they want to know about when Lynette gets here, then we can share some questions with her. Now, Lynette is an astrologer, so she's going to be talking about predictions for the whole new year. For the rest of this year. So she's going to be sharing predictions for the different zodiac signs. So if you don't have any special specific questions, if you guys just want to type in your astrological sign, like what's your sign of the zodiac, and drop it in the box below, that way, Lynette can address all the people that are actually here first. And then if we run out of time, she can address, everybody else separately. But for today, if you would like to know what's coming up for you this year, if you can just drop your zodiac sign in the comments below. Oh, yay! I see them falling in. All right. So when Lynette gets here, I'll be able to share that with her, and then she can focus on your signs in specific. All right, and guest, let's see, it was guest 7080. If there's time, how can I start using my gifts with other people? I'm a Reiki master and pranic healer. All right, awesome. Let me take a look and see what I can pick up for you. Okay, guest 7081. All right, when I tune into your energy, first of all, I have to tell you, you've got an amazing gift, a really amazing gift. You've got this clarity and this clean energy that you bring in from spirit that is just so pure and beautiful. So I want to say the fact that you have been studying Reiki and pranic healing, I feel like this is just perfect for your soul. Like it's exactly what you need to be doing. And so, in terms of, asking spirit, what do you need to do to be able to share this gift with the world? Um, what they show me is kind of the image of hang a shingle. Like you've got all the gifts and talents, you've got everything that needs to be shared. You just need to find a place to be able to hang a shingle and share it. So, however that looks for you, if you're able to get into, an office somewhere, or you're able to, find a space. But basically, I just saw the image of like getting a little sign and hanging it up. Like it's time to go. You are very gifted and talented. You've practiced enough. It's time to just, start sharing. Um, so I just get the feeling like, and I remember for myself when I was, beginning my business, I really kind of was feeling my way through it, not sure what to do too. And I got lucky enough to hook up with a metaphysical bookshop that really helped me give me a space to do my thing. And I feel like, looking for a complimentary space, whether it's a metaphysical store, whether it's a chiropractor, whether it's a yoga studio. I currently work out of a yoga studio right now, but whatever it is for you is to give yourself time to just get into a space, hang a shingle, and start doing your thing because you have got a great gift to share and you are ready to go. All right. I hope that was helpful. And thank you, guest 4365. I appreciate that. All right. Well, it looks like Lynette's having a little bit of trouble getting in, so I'm going to try her one more time. Let's see. So I'm going to put all you guys on hold for a minute, and I'll be back with you in just a minute as I see what I can do to help Lynette get in.
Oh, coming in. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, very good. I see you. Okay. Okay, bye.
All right, Lynette, you made it.
I did. Thank you, Deborah.
Absolutely. You're a little bit quiet. I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Do you know a
Oh,
way to turn up your microphone or anything like that?
let's see. How's that, Deborah?
Still pretty quiet. Let me ask the audience and see if they're able to hear you. Um,
Okay.
there's like a 1 minute delay, Lynette, in between our conversation, our video stream, and in between, us talking and them hearing.
Yes.
So it might take a minute or so for people to respond.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, everybody else was much louder, so maybe it's my computer. Nope. Do you know where your microphone is?
Um, so I'm just turning the volume up right now.
Okay.
I don't think I have a microphone on here.
Okay, that might be why it's. Are you still on your iPad?
Yep, I'm on my iPad. How's
Okay, because
that?
I could hear you really well last time.
Right.
All
Um,
right, well, I'll see. I'm going to check the notes and see if anybody can hear you. Yeah,
okay.
everybody says that you're pretty quiet. So I'm wondering, is your iPad set against something like maybe in the back that might be blocking the microphone?
Okay, I am looking right now. Um, Alrighty. Yep.
All right, I'm going to try turning your volume up on my end.
Okay.
All right, I think that's better.
Okay.
All right, and wonderful. And maybe can you see yourself?
Yep.
Because you
There's
may
a
want
little.
to adjust your. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. There's a little
Now we can
camera
see you.
there.
Perfect. Now we can see you. Okay, wonderful.
Okay. Okay. That's
Well,
good.
welcome, Lynette. Welcome. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you, Deborah. I've been looking forward to doing this and my first time doing this, so I'm glad we have some of the glitches out.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've had several first timers today. So a lot of the presenters, this was their first time ever presenting online. So it's very cool, and I've known obviously, I feel like maybe, do you hear an echo of my voice?
I'm hearing some tapping or some clicking.
Okay. All right, but
Um,
no echo? Okay.
no echo. No echo.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, yeah, well, I've known Lynette for, my gosh, ever since I can't even remember. I think we met at Seventh Ray at the Metaphysical Bookshop.
Yes, and I think it was back in the day of a spiritualist church. And I remember you coming there in Wauwatosa with a couple of your children.
Oh, yes,
Right.
that was it. That
Yes,
was
that
it.
was it,
Yes.
Deborah.
The
And
Church of Spiritual Life.
yes, yeah, and you had
Yeah,
just been a member, maybe coming, and I was a member giving messages, and so that was a long time
yeah,
ago.
that
And
was.
yeah,
That
and
was.
look how
Oh
far
my
we've
gosh,
come.
we've known each other so long.
Right.
Well,
Very good.
wonderful. So we
Um,
had our presenter before you actually had to call in sick today.
oh,
So what? Oh, I know what the problem. Nope,
oh,
that's not it either.
okay.
Okay, sorry. I thought there was a problem with the video. But yeah, our presenter before had to call in sick today. She's not feeling well. So I did some messages for people before you got here, and I let them know that you were going to be talking about astrological predictions for for the different signs.
Yes, and so Deborah, we're having a little bit of a delay. I'm seeing you, and it's maybe about a half a second. But as long as we can hear each other and everyone can hear, I think that's the main situation today.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody's okay. I think everybody is hearing, but I'll double check to make sure.
okay. Well, I
Okay.
can go ahead
Meanwhile,
and get
would you?
started.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could tell
Okay.
everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes. So I'm Reverend Lynette Corsten, and I have been on this spiritual journey for a very long time. As you and I were talking, going back to, I was looking at my Reiki certifications. I'm in a Reiki massage school called Milwaukee Reiki in West Dallas, and that's where I do my readings and my healing work. And I was looking back to 1989 when I received my first Reiki mastership initiation, and that was probably the start of my journey in all of this. And so I am an ordained minister, and I know you are a minister, Deborah. I enjoy I enjoy baptizing babies, by the way, and so that's kind of my thing. I'm a Cancer, and Cancer is all about families and other people's families. And but I have officiated a lot of weddings, so I guess that's predominant. Um, Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about astrology because that's another favorite subject that I am teaching right now, and so I'm enjoying that. It feels to me lately that the teachers need to come forward and teach what they know, because there's so many people that need this information, and um, I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about astrology and what it takes. So if you would meet an astrologer pretty much anywhere in the world, I'm affiliated with a lot of different groups, international and national. And so all of us astrologers, in fact, next month I'm going to be in Chicago with a number of astrologers from around the world. It's our very big, every 4 year conference. And so it's good for me because I get to sit down and go to classes, and then afterwards you know, have a glass of wine if I want, or eat with astrologers in many different ways. And so astrologers are kind of broken up into different segments. I always like to watch maybe the older astrologers than I am, because that gives me my direction as far as where perhaps I'll be going. Right now, just considered a public astrologer. I like doing one-on-one charts. I do teach, but some of my friends that are astrology, they're not going to do your chart, and because they're too busy, maybe writing an astrology program, or maybe writing articles like in National Enquirer. My friend writes for National Enquirer, and she's with all the movie stars and everything. So, and that's her thing. So, so astrology comes in many different categories, but for me, I'm still enjoying dealing with the public, and helping many people. And now, as I say, I'm teaching. So what we need for an astrology chart, and by the way, I'm grateful that we now have computers these days to input all of the information uh, that we need to run your natal chart, which is the month, the day, the year, the exact time of birth, when you were born, AM or PM, and then the city, state, country that you were born. And when I input that information, it does all the mathematical calculations. Astrology is a great deal of math, a great deal of research and empirical fact. So, and the astrology signs, if you have this in your chart, are Virgo and Aquarius. Aquarius just likes the oddness of metaphysics and astrology, but the Virgo has to memorize it. So, and so, I have that, and many others have that complexity in their chart. And so when we get a natal chart, we take a look at past lives. We see past lives in a chart. We see the psychology of early childhood, how you were raised, what was your relationship, or what did you learn or hear or understand from your parents, your siblings, and that can predict a little bit of what you're going to be like, your personality, maybe a job or career that you're going to get into. And so many different areas. It's a 12 house system. I am a Western astrologer, and I use a 12 house system, which we can lock in and go into any of those 12 houses and figure out not only what your personality is, but also what is going on in the sky, in the heavens, in conjunction to your personal chart. And so, and people love that. They love the prediction, but they also like the personality traits that we choose when we're born. So, and Deborah, feel free to come in, and, if there's any questions, or if the audience has any questions, I'll take those throughout, or maybe at the end. So
Yeah.
that's what it takes to do an astrology chart, and it's beneficial. Now, I was mentioning to Deborah a couple of days ago when we were talking. Not only do we have a personal chart, uh, but there's also many charts that, for an example, I run, and most astrologers probably run. We have electoral charts. We take a look at our country's chart. Our country has a chart, and so there's actually two charts that are running around, and so we use that chart during probably election time, and all the time. But I do business charts when somebody is opening up a new business, or they're having difficulty within their business, using perhaps the incorporation papers. But when you think about it, Deborah, you are your business. I am my business. And people that own a business, they are the business. So it's the energy of their chart, their natal chart, also. And so many, many different ways to use astrology. Are there any questions?
Absolutely.
Yeah, are there any questions?
Absolutely. Now, I know, Lynette, you had talked about doing some predictions for
Yes.
some of the different signs. So, what I had the people do that were watching, some of our viewers, I had them drop in the comments what their zodiac sign was. So
Okay.
that way, when you got here, we could just tell you the signs and then you could just talk about them. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All
That
right.
sounds very good.
Well, the first one that I saw was Pisces.
Hmm?
So would you mind sharing a little bit about what you see coming up for Pisces this year?
Pisces. Well, let me talk with you about Pisces and their personality traits. They can be the sweetest sign of the zodiac. Pisces is a water sign. It is a mutable sign, and so when I think about Pisces, I think about their creativity, whether male or female, it doesn't matter. You know, we have created creativity in maybe our work environment. I know so many Pisces that are like interior decorators, and because they love the beauty and they can figure out color. An architect, there's many architects that are Pisces also. They have this sympathetic, compassionate side. So Pisces make good nurses, good doctors. People in the medical, the dental field are probably more prone to have Pisces dominant in their chart. Um, I like medical astrology, and so Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And so in medical astrology, it rules the feet. So Aries is the top of the head, and Aries rules the head, and we follow each sign around the zodiac wheel, all 12 signs, and it runs down our body. So Pisces is the feet area. And so I know so many Pisces that, they got like a little bunion on their feet, or they've got, maybe feet problems, or maybe none of that. They just have 100 pairs of shoes that they like. So Pisces is very interesting. When I talk to a Pisces, I always talk to them about their psychic ability because they are the psychics in astrology, and so I always try to empower them to go with their first thought, or if they have a dream, they're dreaming all the time, uh, and maybe write those dreams down. Go with your first thought. If you're excited about something and you can't wait to start this new job or meet this new person, then you're probably spiritually on track. But if you're feeling, oh my goodness, I have a headache, my third eye hurts, or I'm getting a sore throat, or I have a stomach ache, those are all the chakras where we receive the psychic energy. And then I usually tell them just sort of wait 3 days, and then the information will come to you. So I try to tell Pisces not to be afraid of their own shadow. So it's important for them. So what's been going on with Pisces is 2 years ago we had some eclipses in the sign of Pisces. So they've already made a number of different changes in their life. Um, there's Neptune is still in their sign, and so Pisces are sort of creating their own little world. I see many Pisces are still kind of out and about, and they're learning finally to follow their psychic experience, their psychic mind. And so if they can just continue to do that, and by the way, because Pisces rules the feet, I'm always talking to them about standing on your own 2 feet. Stand your ground. If you got the information and you know you're right, do it, stand it, say it, and keep moving on. That's very good advice for Pisces. So we're doing sun sign prediction, Deborah, and so uh, there. How do I look at a chart? So when we're first born, we we are operating. Our personality is in our moon sign, because the moon sign in astrology is our mother, it's the feminine, it's all the women in our life, and it's our personality from age 0 when we're first born up to about age 30. So all of the young children, the teenagers, the early 20s, we call them different groups now, millenniums, Generation X, baby boomers, Generation Y. We look at all those names that are given to different generations, but we see generations in astrology too. And so that's the moon sign with people. If anybody needs their moon sign or their rising sign, they can contact me because I can easily get that. Then when we reach about age 30, we move into it's called the first Saturn return, and we have to grow up, and things start happening 27 to maybe 32. We get married, we get divorced, we go back to school, we finish school, we decide to have children, maybe we're on our third child. We might lose one of our loved ones, a parent or a grandparent, during that growing up cycle. But then all of our 30s, all of our 40s, till we hit maybe age 52, our personality grows and changes into our rising sign. It's called the rising sign, it's called the ascendant or the first house. And that's where the time of birth comes in. And we do those calculations. So our personality changes. We change. We're into different things in our 30s and 40s. Most people are
Wow.
building their careers, they're raising their kids, and then finally, maybe around age 52 years of age, we grow again. Usually, there's events around that, and we become our sun sign. So what I'm doing today is I'm just looking at sun sign prediction,
Okay.
but I can do a little bit more in depth
Okay.
personally.
Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful.
just
Well,
trying
I
to get
think
this
that gave
started.
us some information about Pisces. Did
Mm-hmm.
you want to take a look at any of the other signs as well? Because we had a couple of other requests.
Yeah. So why don't you give me those birthdays? And
Um, I don't have anybody's birthdays. Did you want me to ask for
oh,
specific? All I was doing was, I thought we were doing just the signs
the different
and then
signs,
a
sure.
little bit of, yeah, a little bit for the general sign.
Yeah.
Is that
So,
okay?
yep, that's good. So let me focus on the transits that are going on right now.
Oh,
Let me
sure.
talk about like right now, and then I'm going to talk to you about the long-term transits. So we have a really big year going on. So so we are in 2018, and guess what? The planet Mercury is now retrograde, and so we're doing this online radio gig during a Mercury retrograde. So you're going to probably do this over again, Deborah, in the future, whether it's in 3 months, maybe 6 months, but it's starting today and moving. So we're in a Mercury retrograde period. I think a lot of people know or have at least, excuse me, at least heard about Mercury retrograde. It's in the sign of Aries. And so all of this year, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo will be affected. Mercury will be going into it's a phenomena, sort of a backwards rotation around the Earth, around the Sun, of course, and so when that phenomena happens, about every 3 months, certain things happen, especially for the sign that it's retrograding in. And so now we have all the fire signs this year that will be experiencing a Mercury retrograde, and it's been probably a number of years. And so Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And so we always say that during a retrograde period, it's good for the Aries to um, not try to push forward, just rest, take notes, plan, not do anything big. Aries like to do things big. And so we need to wait until after April 15th. That's kind of interesting that it's on tax day that Mercury will be going back direct. So in this next 3 weeks, people are, people are going to be, you're going to hearing about this, starting new things. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. It's the first day. We have the first day of astrology, which is March 21st, and it's at 0 degrees of Aries. So we're in a very interesting time frame right now, and I know Aries can have their timing off a little bit, Deborah. They're
Okay.
always ahead. They're ahead,
Okay.
and so I need the Aries to sort of settle down, breathe, relax, take some time, do some healing work, do some meditation work for the next three weeks. Because if they
Awesome.
start something, the planets aren't with them. The energy isn't with them for new startups right now. So they can
Okay.
wait. They can have some patience here.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
so
We had
that's
a
what's going
few,
on now.
oh, I'm sorry. We have a few Scorpios.
Oh,
We've got a
okay.
couple of Scorpios in chat. So is there anything specific you see for Scorpios?
Oh, are you kidding? Oh my God, the Scorpios are having the best year. Yeah. And why do I say that? Because um, Jupiter is in their sign. Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Jupiter, yeah, Jupiter. Jupiter went into Scorpio. I've got my little ephemeris here that every astrologer has. Back in October, October of 2017, Jupiter stays in a sign 1 year. And so it's been in Libra. So all the Libras had their expansion year 2017 back up into 2016. Then Jupiter continues to go around the zodiac wheel, moving forward, and Jupiter seems to be in a sign about 1 year. So Scorpios, wow. So Scorpios are intense. It's a water sign. It's a fixed sign, and they have a privacy side to them. Many Scorpio, we joke about this with Scorpios that they could be going through like a major transition, whatever they consider that is, probably a divorce or something like that. And they will not even tell their buddies on the golf course that they're doing it because they have a private side. And so, but
Yeah.
Jupiter right now is in their sign, so they're happier. Their Jupiter is expansion, so they have many opportunities to travel this year. They have many opportunities to take some spiritual classes. Jupiter is our benefic sign. It's our spirituality. So I'm hoping that the Scorpios kind of get out a little bit, and I mean they make fabulous healers because they're so intense. There are more psychologists, psychotherapists that are born under the sign of Scorpio because they can dig right in and take care of the public. What Scorpios are best at, one of the reasons why Scorpios were even born, Deborah, is because they raise successful children. It's all about the children with Scorpios. They'll be successful in business. I see a lot of Scorpios in business. They make a lot of money. They want to travel. Um, they want to expand business. Many Scorpios can be very philosophical or metaphysical, religious, holistic, all of that. They like that. And this year is going to be the year when that's all happening. I sure hope the Scorpios take advantage of that because it'll be 12 more years before they have this opportunity again.
Oh,
So,
that's fantastic. And
yeah,
actually,
good year.
Scorpio is my rising sign.
Oh, okay, good.
So, and you said we move into that around age 52? Is that what you
Well,
said?
well, your rising sign. So you have Scorpio crossing your ascendant, and so we move into our ascendant or our first house early 30s. So you've
Oh,
been
okay.
raising your
So I'll
children.
be coming out of it then.
Yep, you're going to be coming
Okay.
out of it. Yeah.
All
So
right.
you're
Wonderful.
maybe for you, Deborah, you'll be having more journeys. I know you like to go and maybe officiate weddings or do some expos or speaking engagements. The one
Absolutely.
thing that we laugh about, though, and I will say this, what when you have Jupiter crossing your ascendant, as you do, all the Scorpio risings, if you know your birth time and you know your chart, when Jupiter crosses the ascendant, you can pack on pounds,
Okay.
gain weight. When Saturn crosses your ascendant, Saturn is a malefic, people lose weight. So it's sort of a standing joke with us astrologers.
Okay, so I need to be careful of that. I don't need any more extra pounds, that's for
No,
sure.
no, not at all.
I have
So
enough. All
yeah,
right.
so you'll just
Wonderful.
kind of watch, the Jupiter is like your sugars, your sweets, your carbohydrates, all of that type of thing.
Okay.
That's probably a good thing to watch.
All
Hmm.
right, I will. I will. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us here today, Lynette. I'm so
Oh,
glad you could make it.
I have one more thing to say
Sure,
um, about
absolutely.
about Uranus,
Oh,
because
please do.
this current oh my God, Uranus is changing signs big. This is like really big news, and so Uranus has been in the sign of Aries for 7 years. I mean, the air like I say, Aries have had all this excitement, or Aries rising, or even Moon in Aries, and so. Uh, Uranus actually will be changing signs on the 18th of May, and it will be moving into Taurus. So, all of the Taurus, wow, amazing. Taurus is an earth sign and it's a fixed sign. And so, Tauruses like the same old, same old. They want to just plot around. They're very stable. They don't like change. It's probably their Aquarius and Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio are fixed signs. I would say that Taurus is the most fixed, where they'll do anything not to change. But all of a sudden, Uranus is coming along, and the more they resist, the more it's going to persist. So look for exciting changes with the Tauruses, and that's going to go 7 years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, for
Yeah.
anybody who wants to get a hold of you, Lynette, and they want to follow up with you for more, maybe they want to get a reading, maybe they want to, talk to you a little bit more. How can they find you?
Yes.
And
Yes. So my email is thenextages@hotmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Lynette Corsten, Corsten. My website is www.astrology for, and that's for relationships.com. And you can send me a message there. You can text me. Uh, I'll give you my cell phone number. That number is 262-893-6760. And events, yep, I still do psychic fairs. I travel. I'll be in San Francisco the end of April for the New Living Expo. I'm a speaker and vendor out there. And so anybody wants to link up with people out there, that would be very exciting. So that's how you can
awesome.
find me. Reach out to
Awesome.
me.
Well, thank you so much, Lynette. And just
Thank you,
for
Deborah.
everybody who's watching, I just want to remind everybody that all of this is being recorded. So if you just tuned in, last minute, and you're like, oh no, I missed it. Don't worry, it's all recorded, and all of the recording is going to be available here on this page. And I also have a link to Lynette's website, her direct website, just below in the class schedule. Just link on her name, and you'll be able to connect with her.
Thank you,
All right.
Deborah. Have a good session.
All right, you too, Lynette. Thanks so much.
Bye now.
All right, bye bye.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm hoping the echo is all cleared up now. I have no idea why that happened. I think it might have been something between Lynette and I's connection. But we're ready for the next segment of our day, and I'd like to introduce you to my friend Christy Tersnick. And I feel like the echo's all cleared up. Anyway, Christy is going to be talking today about how to create a life you love. And this is kind of her specialty and her focus in life. So thank you so much for joining us, Christy. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you can make it. Now, I'm probably going to take my video off just so you know that I'll still be present, but just to make sure that the feed is as clean as possible for all of our viewers. As you start your presentation, I'm just going to mute and detract my video, okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Would you mind first introducing yourself a little bit and telling everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Oh, absolutely. So I am a motivational speaker. I'm a #1 best-selling author, and I'm a life coach. And really what I do is I help people to create a life that they feel like they don't have to escape from, where every day just feels natural and easy. And I like to say where it feels like it's a day at the beach. So I help people to shift their mindset and their experience through the modalities of mindset, meditation, and motivation to really help them to get clear on who it is that they are so they can start to create miracles and magic in their everyday life.
Well, that sounds awesome. Who wouldn't want that? Well, I'm excited for you to be here with us today, Christy. And then if you want to go ahead and get started, I do notice that there's a little bit of a garbled the microphone. So I'm wondering the microphone for your computer. Are you on an iPhone or are you on a tablet or are you on a laptop? What are you using?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop, so I'm not sure what's what would help that. Is that anything better?
I just was going to check to see if anything was maybe blocking your microphone at all. And it might be fine for the viewers. They might not be having any trouble with it at all. It might be just on my end.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Well, go ahead, and I'm so happy you're here, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say, Christy.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So, now is the perfect opportunity. The weather is definitely shifting. It has so much of a new energy in the air, and it really is the perfect opportunity for us to turn inward and take a moment to really shape what it is that we want to experience for ourselves. Like if you can just take a moment and think about your life right now and ask yourself, does it uplift you? Does it make you feel good? Does it fill you with joy? Or perhaps there's a part of you maybe that wishes that you could escape your life. That, if only for a moment, maybe an hour or for a day, but it's not exactly the kind of life that you wish that it would be. But the question that you can start to ask yourself is, what if we felt that we didn't have to escape our lives? What if we could feel like every day was that day at the beach, rather than having to feel like we needed to, wait for that next great escape, that vacation, escaping your life? But what if you could have that feeling, that feeling as if you're on the beach? What if you could have that sensation, that confidence, that feeling of freedom in your everyday life? And what if you could move into that space where right here and right now you felt all of that contentment and that peace inside, that space where you are able to breathe freely into who it is that you truly are and feel peaceful and confident with that. Because so often we have forgotten to give ourselves permission to create the kind of lives that we long for, the kind of life that is calling for us to be our truth, to speak our truth, to live our truth, and to allow that truth to shine for us. But we have often forgotten what that's like. We've often disconnected so far from who it is that we really are that we don't even know what it means to live our truth, to understand what it feels like, to have things fully uplift us. But what I've come to realize is that life doesn't always flow according to our picture perfect plans, right? We often get detoured, but in those detours are the most beautiful opportunities for discovering something even greater about yourself and about the world. So wherever it is that you are in your life right now, take that moment to be grateful for what it is that you are learning, and for where it is that you are moving forward into, and who it is that you are becoming. Because that peace and that tranquility that we associate with the beach, it is really a state of mind. And mindset is everything. And what I have discovered is the beach can really help us to guide our way. So the acronym BEACH can help you to ensure that you are living and creating the kind of future that will help you to be your best self, to live your truth with the most honesty and integrity that you can possibly have. So the B, it all begins with your mindset, and B stands for belief. We have been given one of the most amazing gifts in the world, the ability to think what we want to think, how we want to feel, how we want to be in the world, and really the ability to create a kind of life that has purpose and meaning for ourselves, and the power of your mind that makes this happen. Waldo Emerson had once pondered, what is the hardest task in the world? And he replied to that, the hardest task is to think, right? Because it's easy to think the poor thoughts, the limiting thoughts, but the hardest part is to think the thoughts that will uplift you, that will support you and allow you to shift into that moment and that life that is so full of purpose and passion, the kind of life that you are meant to live. Because mindset is really the thing that changes everything else. It is extraordinarily powerful, and yet so often it feels extremely intangible. So scientists are suggesting that you are thinking an astounding 70,000 thoughts, right? And it's also said that 90% of those results that you're getting in your life are coming from the thoughts that you think. So really, your experiences, your goals, your successes or your failures are ultimately determined by the successes that you have and which come from and stem from the mindset that you hold. So if you can think every time that you are thinking a thought, that you're having a feeling, or the imagery that you are having, your daydreams, all of those are shaping the reality that you're experiencing. Because everything that you experience, the realities that you encounter in all of these circumstances within your world, those first take place in your inner world, in your mindset. So the environment around us is, in essence, your extended body. And the outside will always mirror and match what is going on inside. Because deep within your own mind, there is a part of you that performs an amazingly complex task. And it's called the reptilian brain or the amygdala, and it's one of the oldest parts of your body. It's part of your consciousness, and it's part of your subconscious mind. And this part of you, this structure, helps to determine your life experiences. And it does that by filtering out everything that you have deemed irrelevant and unnecessary, and it will look into your world and find only those things that will meet and match that expectation that is in alignment with the thoughts that you're thinking. So once your conscious mind accepts a thought or a belief as true, neurological connections are immediately made within the brain, and they are either created or activated. So the more frequently that you're affirming and repeating these affirmations and strongly believing in them, the more deeply ingrained into your subconscious mind these connections become. So when you're constantly repeating these thoughts and ideas over and over, you're solidifying the neurological connections. You're really hardwiring those thoughts and those ideas deep in your mind so that you're directing your subconscious and saying, these are the things that are important to me. These are the kind of life experiences that I want to experience, regardless of whether or not they're beneficial or not. Your subconscious will accept them as truth, and it will look into your world and make that happen. So when you have an awareness of what your internal dialogue is, it is at that point then you can consciously begin to direct your thoughts, your beliefs, and really begin to focus your awareness on the critical role that you are playing in your life, and you can substantially increase your happiness with what it is that you're experiencing. So that brings us to the E in beach, and that is expectation. Because it is simply a law of the mind to bring forth whatever it is that you are affirming or repeating to yourself, whether or not it's beneficial or harmful for you. So it's simply a matter of perspective of what you choose to focus your attention on. Will you choose to focus on faith, or will you choose to focus on fear? Because again, your experience will always meet and match that expectation. So regardless of all of the possibilities that are available to you at any given moment, what it is that you are thinking is really going to be shaping what the outcome that you have is, because it does not question or judge the rightness of your thoughts. It merely is acting upon the messages that it is being given. So if you imagine and feel, most importantly, if you feel that that thought or that belief is true, then your subconscious mind immediately begins to act and bring forth this experience into your reality. It will find those things that are most closely meeting and matching that expectation. It's a really beautiful and amazing thing that happens with us. So what's even more exciting is that all of those that match that expectation, they effectively collapse and disappear from your possibilities on the quantum level. So we're all intimately connected on that energetic level. And when you are choosing a particular thought or an idea, everything that is not in alignment with that completely goes away on the quantum level. So it is no longer that viable option in your physical reality. So in essence, you are limiting the opportunities that are available to you based upon your thoughts. So your mindset is extremely powerful, and it is extremely important that you make sure that you are living in alignment with what it is that you say that you want for yourself. You know, you can imagine someone going to the beach with the wrong mindset. Their mind might be consumed with thoughts of potential dangers, of all of the unknown things, right? All of the sharks and the jellyfish and the stingrays that you could possibly step on, or maybe they could get hurt by some of the sharp coral. But really just all of the unknowns can tend to bring a lot of fear into someone's thought. And their experience when they're at the beach then becomes one that is very stressful. It's uneasy. It's not relaxed in the slightest. But if you can imagine a person who goes to the beach and they see that beach as a place of beauty, and they take in all of the amazingness that is there, all of the sounds, they breathe in the smell, you know, they hear the birds, and just that wonderful calming sense that you can experience when you're at the beach. And yet they can still have respect for all of those things that may potentially be encountered, but they know that that is just one possibility. So they choose to focus their attention upon the beauty that is around them, because your mind can really only hold one thought at a time. It is impossible to simultaneously hold opposing ideas at the same time. So you need to make a choice. Is it going to be something that you are basing on fear, or is it going to be based on faith? So that brings us to the next letter in our acronym of BEACH, and that is A. And that is A for accountability, for reaching your goals and becoming the authority in your life and really taking action, because you are the authority in your life. You have the privilege of choosing which actions you take. You have the power to make those things happen. You get to decide how you will respond to something and how you will move forward. You know, if you think about it, there are moments in your life that may stand out from all of the others. You know, moments where the world seems more significant, where the colors seem more crisp, the sounds seem clearer, and you feel more alive in ways that maybe you hadn't even realized were possible. Oftentimes we think of these as graduations or marriages or celebrations of milestones or accomplishments of things that have been long sought after. And even the beginning of spring can often feel like that, you know, where it feels more significant and filled with more hope and more positive expectation, right? But still, there are often those other experiences that remain with you long after they have occurred, and they stay with you for the biggest portion of your life. And those moments that have determined how you had moved forward, because you know that the thoughts that you were thinking at that moment had really impacted the course of your life. And for all of us, really, there have been those disappointing moments when we limited ourselves based on those choices that were made in the fear rather than the faith. And yet you can connect with those other most glorious moments when you realize that you have risen up and you have surprised even yourself on what it is that you were able to accomplish and what you could experience just by choosing in that moment of faith, of choosing that moment of believing in the goodness, of the power that you have within you, of knowing that everything is being divinely orchestrated and that it is all happening for your best interest. It is happening with you and for you. And those moments are deep impacting because they help you to determine how you show up in the world. They help you to know that you can accomplish greatness if you truly set your mind to it. Because what I have come to know is that time and tide wait for no one. The time is now, really, to step into who it is that you are becoming. Step fully into the person that you wish to be in this life. There's nobody else who can do it for you, right? You yourself must be the one who claims full responsibility for all of the outcomes in your life. Not just some of them, right? Not just the good ones, but all of them. Because really, when you think about it, your voice, your inner voice, is the first thought, it's the first voice that you hear in the morning when you wake up. Your thoughts and your voice are the last voices that you hear when you lay your head upon the pillow at night. So you are the only one who is hearing your deepest and your most secret ideas and beliefs. There is nobody else who can stand guard and protect your mind from harmful or intrusive thoughts, right? So you must be your own gatekeeper, and you must be the warden of who is protecting you and making sure that only the most precious and the most important, the most powerful thoughts and ideas are coming through, allowing only those that are worthy of who you really are to pass through to your deepest self, to pass through to your subconscious. So you must always be vigilant and challenge those that are incongruent with your deepest desires, because you know yourself the most. You know yourself more intimately than anyone else can possibly know. So make sure that the thoughts that you are thinking are really allowing you to create and capture that magnificent future that you are so deserving and worthy of. And once you notice how you are imposing some limitations upon yourself, these blocks that you are preventing yourself from moving past, the details of how you are negatively impacting your life can then become crystal clear, and you have that ability to again take ownership and accountability to shift them into something that is in alignment with what it is that you want. It's at that point where you can begin to take an active role in shaping your life and ultimately creating the life of your dreams. So C, the letter C, it brings us to chart a new course for yourself. Make a commitment to yourself, have the courage to make a choice of what it is that you want for yourself. You know, there's a saying that you can never cross an ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. So often we chart our course, but yet we lack the courage and the confidence to set sail for that. But it is your choice of whether or not you are saying yes to the opportunities that arrive when they do come. Think again about the beach, right? So imagine that someone that you're standing upon the shore and you're feeling the sand beneath your feet and you're feeling the waves as they're lapping up towards you. You're relaxing and taking all of the beauty around you in. And you can look down and a beautiful shell has been washed before you. All you need to do is you need to reach out and grab it and it'll be yours. Or if you delay, if you hesitate, it'll be washed away. Or perhaps it'll be buried somehow and you'll need to dig a little bit to get that same opportunity that was once freely presented to you. So what I invite you to do is to really begin to have the courage to believe in yourself, to take action on some of the opportunities that are coming before you. Because again, you have thought those thoughts that are in alignment with what it is that you want for yourself. So the world is actively rearranging itself to bring forth all of those opportunities to you that are in alignment with your expectations. So have the courage and develop the confidence to reach out and to grab those opportunities that are presented to you. Because if you really do wish to create the miracles and the magic that are possible in life to achieve every single goal that you set for yourself, it again becomes your responsibility to choose which thoughts to think, knowing that both positive and negative thoughts cannot occur in the mind at the same time. So it is the personal responsibility and ownership of each and every one of us to really be committed to creating the kind of life that we want for ourselves, to becoming the kind of person that we know that we are meant to be, rather than being content to just dealing with the situations that are arising, right, without our active involvement. So always remain committed to your destination. Know where it is that you're going. You have charted that course, and make sure that you know once you arrive at that destination that that is the perfect place where you are meant to be, so that you can chart a new course for yourself. And lastly, we come to the H in our beach. And this is really one of the most important things that you can be believing in, honoring yourself and honoring your truth. Because I believe that there is magic in you and that there is magic around you, and you can honor yourself and your truth in every moment. You know, just as the castles of sand that you make along the shore, they eventually all return to the sea. The masks that we too often wear, the falseness or the things that we do because we feel like we should, right, even though they're not authentically ours. Even those masks will ultimately fall away. But yet the truth of who you are and what you are capable of will never disappear. This is innately you. This is part of the beauty of you. You know, sometimes only those parts get buried, and we just have to allow ourselves to know that it is okay for us to believe in ourselves, that the way that you are is perfect and good, and it is deserving of someone to recognize and to honor everything about yourself. You see, I believe that we are all here for a purpose. I believe that we are all meant to do something big. And I believe that we are all intended to uplift and change the world in our own special and unique way. And I believe that if we are not allowing ourselves to fully shine as brightly as we can, then we are really doing a disservice, not only to ourselves, but to the world at large. Because the world needs you. The world needs you now, you know, not when you're ready, not when everything is perfect and when everything is planned out, but the world needs you now, right now. So my mission is really to help people like you to deepen your connection with your authentic self so that you can shine your light more brightly in the world. That restless feeling that you have within, that won't go away. It won't be stifled until you start to pay attention to it and really honor it. It is there for a purpose. It is there to guide you and to allow you to follow that direction to what that next best step is. So have the courage to believe in yourself. Have the courage to take action on those opportunities that will be presented to you so that you can honor the most deepest parts of you. And you know, if you think about it, we all can think of a million reasons for why you can't do this for yourself right now, right? But yet there are also a million reasons of why it is of utmost importance for you to step into your light, for you to do this for yourself right now, right? The world needs you and what you have to offer by stepping into who it is that you truly are. And remember, it's not just a portion of who you think that you should be or who you could be, but 100% authentically, unapologetically you. So figure out exactly what it will take in order for you to create that life that you feel like you don't have to escape from, where life can flow so very gently and easily, and everything feels so wonderful and easy, and it fills you with that meaning and purpose and value. So begin to allow yourself to embrace your value and your purpose, and know that there is meaning in everything that you do in your life. So tap into the essence of who it is that you are and allow yourself to embrace who you are meant to be so you can uplift the world in that own special way. And realize that you can withstand great forces and create great beauty when you do allow yourself to shine your light and let every day feel like a day at the beach. It's all within you. You just have to believe.
Oh, that was amazing, Christy. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
You know,
that was
it's
incredible. Thank you so much. And I'm sure you touched a lot of people, and your message definitely resonates with me. So thank you so much for sharing. Now, if anybody would like to, maybe get to follow up with you and maybe do a session with you, and I believe you wrote a book too. If anybody is interested in your book or following you anywhere, how can people find you and get in touch with you?
Oh, thank you for that. They can certainly go to my website, which is powerful-mind, that's mind.com. And also, if someone is looking for more personal, personal assistance, I do have a group program which is starting very soon called Beach Life. We dive more deeply into a lot of these topics that we have been talking about today. So that's also on my website. So thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And now if they wanted to look at your book, the information for ordering your book is on your website as well.
That is also on my website. Yes, it's called Mindset Magic: Using Scientific and Spiritual Principles to Create Your Life. Absolutely.
Excellent. 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 Well, thank you so much. And I had the pleasure of doing a session with Christy. I would think it was for my birthday last year, so not this last birthday. So it was about a little over a year ago. And I found it incredibly transformational. I love the work that you do and the way that we did a hypnosis session and the way that you sort of guide through the session, giving me options of different directions I can go with it. I felt like that was really very helpful for me. And in the past, I've actually been really scared about doing hypnosis because I felt like this fear around losing control or giving up my control. And I guess I just want to ask, are you still doing hypnosis sessions with people? Is that something you still offer? Or are you focusing more on coaching now?
That's a great question. I do the hypnosis in my private one-on-one sessions as well as the group programs. So it's not the entire focus of what it is that I do, but I believe that it's so powerful and transformative that it needs to take a place in all of the work that I do. So yeah, it's definitely in one form or another.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining all of us today, Christy. And for anybody who is looking to get in touch, Christy left her website. It's also linked below. All you need to do is click on her name. I'm going to take a quick peek to make sure no one left any questions for you. Nope, I don't see any. So I just thank you so much, Christy, for joining us. That was just really inspiring, wonderful. And for anybody who tuned in last minute and you missed the beginning of all these awesome pearls of wisdom and inspirational information from Christy, and you just tuned in at the end, don't worry, it's all recorded and you'll be able to watch the full 6-hour live stream immediately as soon as we're finished. And then for anybody who's interested in just particular segments, over the next day or two, I'll separate out all the half-hour segments so it'll be easier for you to digest, and then you can enjoy it one piece at a time. But thank you so much, Christy. So glad you could be here.
Thanks again. It's a pleasure.
All right, take care. We'll see you soon. All right, so moving forward to our next speaker, next presenter is Rick Paddock, and he is going to be sharing a meditation with us today. So I'd like to welcome Rick, and I see that he is logged in, but not sure how to unmute him. So, looks like you figured it out. Awesome.
I figured it out.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Well, welcome, Rick. So glad you can be here today.
Thanks. Thanks so much, Deborah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not seeing your video feed right now.
I'm not either.
There, I see your image.
Let's take a look here.
I saw you earlier.
Yeah, let's try this one. There
perfect. Yay. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers and just kind of letting them know who you are and what you do, and maybe a little bit about what you're going to be sharing today?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much, Deborah. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Christy. That was great. The last, I caught most of Christy's. And so, yeah, I'm Rick Paddock. I'm a hypnotist, coach, hypnosis instructor, podcaster, author, and I appreciate the invite to be on here. I imagine this is a lot of work. Good for you for doing this.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It is a bit of work, but I feel like it's such a joy too, and it helps me. I take little pearls of wisdom from everybody's presentations as well. So it's just as much a joy for me to be here and
Yeah.
hosting. So thank you for joining.
Good. Very cool. Yeah. So I started a podcast a month or two ago. I think I'm in 11 episodes, and I interview world-class experts in hypnosis, meditation, coaching, NLP, and neuroscience. The podcast is called Mind Flipping, mindflipping.com. You can go there and subscribe. And it's about like house flipping, renovating and updating our minds and our lives. And so that's what I do as a coach, as a hypnotist. I help people make change when they recognize that there are certain things in their lives that aren't working. And that's kind of what today's meditation is about, recognizing those areas where things we're in pain or discomfort, or things just aren't quite working. And the Laura meditation, like Christie's beach process, is an acronym. And so we'll get into that in a little bit too.
Excellent, excellent. Wonderful. Well, I'm interested to learn what the LAURA acronym is all about. So I'm excited to explore this.
Good. So what I'd like to do is we'll just jump into the meditation, and then have a little bit of time afterwards to break down the acronym and kind of where the idea came from, and answer any questions.
Okay, perfect,
All
perfect.
good. All right, good. So for the listeners or viewers, go ahead and find a comfortable place to relax, to recline, to sit, undisturbed if possible. And if you're listening to this while driving, stop listening to it, because we don't want any accidents. But if you're listening to it where you are comfortable, go ahead and settle in and find a comfortable, relaxing place. And let's just begin by taking let's take 3 intentionally deep breaths, just intentionally nice, slow inhales and exhales. And with each inhale and exhale, setting the intention to relax more and more with each breath. And as you're inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, on that third exhale, whenever that is for you, just go ahead and close your eyelids down. And as you float into normal, natural breathing, whatever that is for you, with that intention, that with each normal, natural breath you take, with each beat of your heart, with each word you hear, with each awareness that floats through your mind, just set the intention to just relax in your own perfect way. Letting any cares or concerns of the day, any thoughts or worries just melt away, float away. Letting any tension or stress move away with each wave of every breath, all the way down through your body, down through the tips of your toes, the bottoms of your feet, or the top of your head. And as you float into your own perfect place of relaxation, let's tap into that creative and imaginative mind, and allow yourself now to take yourself to your favorite relaxing place outdoors, your perfectly peaceful place. And as your creative, imaginative, wise mind begins to take you there in your mind's eye, it may be a favorite place from the past, a place that you've always loved visiting, a place that you go to often in your mind, or maybe even in real life, that feels perfectly peaceful for you. A safe place, a secure place. And as your mind creates it now, whether it is that place from the past, or maybe it's now you recognize a place that you've always dreamed of going, maybe it's on your to do list. Or maybe it's a little bit of both. Wherever it is, make it a private place where there's nobody else. It's just you there, just letting go and relaxing. And as you're there, take a moment to notice in your mind what it is about that place that makes it so perfect, so peaceful, so comforting and serene for you. If you're very visual, taking a moment in your mind's eye to scan the surroundings and noticing any colors and brightening those colors, making them brighter, bolder, sharper, or softer. Perhaps even noticing a relaxing rhythm of nature around you. Maybe a rhythm of a swaying of waves, water, or trees or flowers just kind of swaying in a soft breeze. A breeze that blows the perfect temperature exactly how you like it. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect for you. And between those sights and those feelings and the sounds of serenity floating through the air, they're working magically on your mind and body, comforting you, soothing you, relaxing you deeper. Every muscle, nerve, and fiber in your body just becoming more and more loose and limp and lazy and relaxed. And letting go. And imagining there in that perfect place, that in the sky is a particular white fluffy cloud lazily and leisurely floating overhead. And that cloud, as it moves above you, is a sort of magical cloud, for as it moves above you, it absorbs any last bit of tension or stress, any doubts or concerns, known or unknown, in your mind or body, are just leaving you, for that cloud is taking them all away. And as it moves towards the horizon, like all clouds do, you just float and drift into your perfect place of peace and ease, feeling at one with yourself and your world. And in this place of peace, of serenity, of tranquility, allow yourself to bring to mind to think about a person or a place or even a thing that you absolutely know that you love. Letting this person, place, or thing come to mind and notice how you experience that love. A feeling in the body, a color in the body, a warmth, a knowing in your heart, your stomach, your mind, around you, a cocoon of love. And as you feel those wonderful feelings of love about that person, place, or thing, embracing and absorbing how you experience it. In fact, imagining, allowing yourself to send that love to that person, to that place, to that thing, and circle it around them and have it come back to you. Perhaps even imagining that love as a mist in the air, and that mist with the color, and breathing it in and filling yourself with that love. And with that awareness of love, in whatever way love comes to you now, whether it's conscious or beyond consciousness, from this place, I want you to allow yourself to think about, to notice, to be aware of areas in your life where you sense, experience, imagine, or are aware of an opportunity for growth, space for change. This could be something that you recognize and have recognized as pain or discomfort or uncertainty. Could be an illness, an infection. It could be dis-ease in any area of your life: mind, body, relationships, personal relationships, financial relationships, your business, your personal environment, your work environment, any area of your life where you're ready for change, any area of your being, of your presence. And now, in your perfect place of peace and comfort, your happy, safe place, in whatever way comes to you, being aware of the changes that you desire, even perhaps what you may refer to as pain, discomfort, blocks, or obstacles. Send love to that area. Send love, that feeling, that color, that essence, that awareness, without questioning yourself. Just send it. Give it love, whether it's a part of your body, a painful spot, whether it's a part of your life, an uncomfortable area. For it's my belief, and if you're on this call, on this live stream, perhaps you as well believe that we are all one, and everything outside of us is within, and everything within us is without. And so, whether it is part of our body, part of our life in another way, give it love, send it love. And with love, in whatever way you now, from that creative, intuitive mind, is sending love. Imagine if perhaps that place or space, that part of your life, part of you just wanted love. And with love, attention. What if it just wanted attention? That pain, discomfort, awareness, just wanted love and attention. To imagine that it did and give it both of those, love and attention now, sending love and awareness and attention. That's right. In whatever way you're sending it is perfect. And then asking yourself, what if you could understand it, that area, that pain, discomfort, obstacle, or block, just wanted understanding. And what if you did understand? What if that understanding was beyond conscious understanding, but deep, deep within your heart, your soul, your mind? You knew and you understood. And send that now. Wonderful. You're doing great. And with love, attention, and understanding, it's easier to have a sense of respect. Respect that every part of your life, even these areas that we want change, even these areas that perhaps have been uncomfortable or deeply painful, because it is a part of us, our life in some way, and because we know the power of respect, send that part, that area, respect, and feel the shift with any of these intentions. And with that love, attention, understanding, and respect, give it acceptance. As difficult as it may be, accept it and have that awareness that with all of these intentions, that area may be like me, like you. What if just love and attention and understanding, respect or acceptance, what if this is what it's always been about? That area of your life just wanted one or more of these. And I wonder if you could allow yourself to imagine that in that space, that these gifts that you've given yourself, that you've given those areas or the area of your life that you just shared, if that could make all the difference in the world to you, to that area, to those people, to those things, to those places, to your life, your mind, your body, your spirit. and opening up and allowing yourself to be in that place and space where you could imagine to begin now to feel what it would be like for you. That's right now, and for each and every moment of each and every day moving forward, including tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, what it would look like for you in every part of your mind, body, spirit, and life to feel that love, attention, understanding, respect, acceptance, and noticing and imagining those changes in those areas that are coming to your mind now, those opportunities for growth. That all of that here and now and always will be coming from deep within you. Deep within you now, tiny at first and then growing and spreading like an unending flow of water from hundreds, thousands of different springs from within you. And within that flow is pure, unconditional love and acceptance and peace and joy, not just now, but each and every day moving forward in the most wonderful ways. The ways that you desire, the ways that you imagine, including and beyond not only the areas of change, of growth, of opportunities that in the past have felt like blocks, obstacles, but even beyond those in all areas of your life. For it is true, we are like nature around us. We're designed to grow and learn and change. And it's happening now and will continue. Not by magic and not because I say so, but because it is your deep desire. And it is so. And so, wherever you are now, allowing yourself to also bring your awareness not only to those changes, but back to your body, back to the present time and place, feeling an aliveness returning to your body. As in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And at the number 3, you can open your eyes and come back to full awareness, feeling fantastic at 1 now, knowing that changes have indeed occurred deep in your mind, body, and life. 2, noticing them more and more in the hours, days, and weeks ahead. And among those changes, feeling an aliveness in the muscles throughout your body and awareness coming to your mind, bringing your awareness back to the present time and place. And 3, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back and see Deborah's beautiful face and mine as well. And welcome back. Welcome back. And so back to you, Deborah, if you've got any questions or if anybody has anything that they would like to ask. And I see you, Deborah, but I don't hear you. And so perhaps I'm live and Deborah is not. So while we're waiting, I'll share a little bit more about this process. I think the process for this Laura meditation, L for love, A for attention or acceptance, U for understanding, R for respect, and then A for the other acceptance or awareness or attention. Came from the Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is an Hawaiian process, which I think means to make right. And as I understand it, I'm definitely not an expert on Ho'oponopono, but I think the 4 steps of the Ho'oponopono, as I know them, are first saying, I'm sorry, recognizing your role, your part in whatever is happening in your life that isn't working, and saying, recognizing that you do have a part in whatever it was that's not working. And then after admitting, identifying your part in it and saying, I'm sorry, asking for forgiveness, saying, please forgive me. And then thanking. Fourth or third step is thanking. And finally, uh, I love you. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you is Ho'oponopono as I understand it. And so I am just trying to log back on. There she is.
Sorry about that. My computer decided to die in the middle. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's all right. I wasn't sure if it was me or you, so I just kept talking.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm so glad.
Okay.
Were you
So
able to complete the meditation?
I was able to complete it. And then I just shared with, so this is actually the first time I shared this meditation. When you asked me if I'd like to be on, I thought, yeah, that sounds cool. And I've had this type of a meditation floating around. So the LAURA acronym is for love, attention or acceptance, understanding, respect, and then the either attention or acceptance. And as I was sharing when you're off, I think it came to me. It's in my mind kind of similar to a Ho'oponopono. So accepting love, our role, that we may have a role in this, but more than that, that it's my core belief that the answer to life, to everything, including the pains, blocks, obstacles in our lives, is love, as well as a lot of those other things. Understanding, even if we can't process in our mind what the reason is for this block, pain, discomfort, or obstacle, that there is, and what if we understood beyond consciousness, and what would that mean? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you have a coaching or you have a hypnotherapy certification coming up soon, don't you?
yeah, so this coming weekend, a week from this weekend, so starting this coming Friday night, I have a couple of seats left. So it's at my office in New Berlin. It's a weekend long, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, to be certified as a hypnotist. And so it's great for anybody that wants to dig in deeper about learning about our mind, our ability not only to help others change, but to change on our own. And I got into hypnosis through coaching. It's a great tool for coaches. It's a great tool for anybody that's looking to help others heal and change.
Excellent, excellent. And so I do have the link to your website linked to your name below. So viewers that are watching today or anyone who watches in the future, all you need to do is scroll down to the description of the Laura meditation and you can click on Rick's name and it will take you straight to his website, which will show the services that he's got available as well as the upcoming weekend certification program, right? Is there
Awesome.
anything, are there other things that people should look for? I know you talked about the podcasts.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, and I'm not sure which link you have. So my rickpaddock.com is a little bit under construction. So
Okay.
Mid America Hypnosis will take you to my hypnosis training branch. So midamericahypnosis.com. And then the podcast is mindflipping.com. That'll take you to the website. You can sign up for updates. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, any other podcast channel, Google Play, SoundCloud. Um, and yeah, both of those are great ways to connect with what I'm doing.
Excellent, excellent. I'll be sure to link both of those things below for anybody who's joined the end of just at the end of this session and is thinking like, wow, this was great stuff. I'm sad that I missed it. Don't worry, it's all recorded. For the next day or two, you'll be able to watch the whole 6-hour live stream. And then after that, it takes me a little while to get everybody's segments separated. So after that, you'll be able to just jump on and catch just Rick's meditation if you like, or just whatever presenters you may have missed today. So all that information will be available right here on, right here on the same page. So all you need to do is just bookmark the page and come back to it later, and it will all be ready for you. And I have to say, Rick, at the beginning of the day, I sort of described to people that what this experience is like is kind of having a buffet, or sort of like like a lot of different classes, like a sampler platter.
Right.
And I feel like this was the perfect dessert to end our day with. Like, this was just, the Laura meditation was just the most amazing way to end our time together. So I just really want to thank you so much for sharing that with us, and for, and for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. I love it. I love being the dessert, and thanks for including me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for coming and joining the day with us, for whatever part of the day you were able to do. Thank you so much for being here and being part of it, because all of your energy helps us to create what we do. It's kind of a, bounce back and forth. So thank you for being with us today. And again, bookmark this page, check back to it, and all the videos will be available for you to see as many times as you like. You can repeat the Laura meditation, or any of the inner child meditation, or just anything else that we've done today. You can repeat as many times as needed to help you find your own healing. So thank you all so much. Happy healing to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will look forward to connecting with you all again for our summer live stream. All right, take care.